Hello, and welcome to Learning with ZeroSauce. My name is Caleb, also known as ZeroSauce, and today we're going to be talking about using the pen tool for line art, as well as brush settings on your brush tool. Let's get into it. I guess if you don't know how to use the pen tool, check out my previous tutorial. In there I talk about how to use the basics of the pen tool, which is essentially just point, point in the middle, and then holding control and making curves. If you want more detail, you just check out the previous tutorial. So yeah, I guess before we can actually start with this, we need to have a sketch. So this sketch can be, if you have a tablet drawn by hand, or if you have a sketchbook or something with a whole bunch of drawings, and then you can scan those and then go. But I'm gonna draw on my tablet. This tutorial is actually requested by a friend, and she's a huge fan of pandas, so I think for her sake I'm going to use a panda as an example. Take note, I am not a professional at drawing pandas. I have no idea what I'm doing. My pandas are not as kawaii as hers are. Panda, yes. So it doesn't matter how sketchy or whatever your pandas are. I mean, your sketches are, because sometimes you're scanning in from a sketchbook and there's like eraser smudges everywhere. That's okay, because we're gonna clean that up. So what we're gonna do, I already have a new layer set up. You just make a new layer, click down here, make a new layer, because non-destructive editing. And I started with a blue brush because I wanted to make things like, contrast, because my outline's going to be in black. And I don't want my line art to look the same as this, because then I can't tell the difference between my sketch and my line art. So I'm going to go on our line art layer. Always name your layers, because it's just a good habit and helps you organize when you have like billions of layers. Billions and billions of layers. In any case, so you do the same thing. I'm gonna assume you guys know what you're doing if you watch my previous tutorial. Make our lines here, and yeah. So sometimes you don't get exactly what you want. Like you see, there's a little bit here. You can just put your thingy here and just drag it out till you get what you want. And instead of clicking make selection after right clicking, we're going to do stroke path, and we're going to do this in little sections because, it's just easier that way than going all the way around. And so now we got all these like things. These are just eraser, smudge, blur. It just does it along the line. But since we want to make lines, we're going to use brush. You can use pencil as well, but that gives you a more rigid, more pixely edge, which is good if you're doing like pixel art and stuff. But I prefer brush because it's smoother. And bam. Oops, and I effed up there. If you press X, quick tip, if you press X, it switches between the two colors that you have in your quick palette thingy. So now that I've switched, there we go. And there we go. It's a little rigid because I'm using a square brush, because I'm just in that mood right now, and I'm too lazy to change it back. If you use a round brush, it should look a little smoother around the edges. But in any case, this is our line, and you know what? It's good. It's big. It's bold. It's got this kind of real graphic art, like a comic book kind of feel to it. If you like, Marvel or whatever. But yeah, we can keep on going this way if we want, because we get real nice, real thick, kind of bold curves to this. And I kind of screwed up there, but that's alright. But as you can see, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty solid. But, what if you want, thinner, more suave lines, right? I remember before I had my tablet, I was like, how do I get lines like this? Lines that have different, like, pressure differences. Lines that fade off at the end of the curve, right? Kind of thin off a bit. And you're like, frick, I don't have a tablet. I don't want to spend that money. How do I do that? It's not hard actually. It's the magic of brush settings. So we're gonna go in here. We're gonna go to a basic brush. And so like this works whether or not you have a tablet. If you don't have a tablet, it just kind of does this. Result, right? This should be 100. In any case, this is just a basic brush that I had set up for the tutorial's sake. In any case, yeah. So right now, this is what we have. Even with my tablet, this is what we have. There's nothing. And so we're gonna go here. If you don't have this over here, you can go to Window, and you click on Brush. And apparently you can press F5. And hey, learn something new every day. Pressing F5 will open up your brush settings. And so now we've got things like shape dynamics, transfer, dual brush, scattering, blah 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 blah. Essentially for things, our purposes right now, we just want shape dynamics, transfer, yes, and smoothing. So shape dynamics, as you can see, this is your preview on the bottom of what you get. I'm going to turn this off for now. We've got this thing called size jitter, and what it does, it jitters the size. It just randomly, I guess there's some sort of algorithm, I don't know, just randomly kind of jitters your size. But you want it to have the size under your control. You know, when you press harder on the tablet, it does this, or when it gets closer to the edge of the line, it does thinner, right? So we're gonna put it on pen pressure. If you don't have a tablet plugged in, there'll be this weird warning like blah blah blah, you don't have a tablet. Well, ignore that. Just put on pen pressure. Just trust me. And so we want opacity jitter as well. Opacity jitter is like this, right? It fades at certain points, but we want it to fade near the end and stuff. We want control over that, so we're gonna put down pen pressure as well. And voila, you can see our line starting to take on the dynamics that we want. Flow jitter, pen pressure as well, and you see it's starting to do that as well. And smoothing just smooths things. So yeah, so now if we go back here and I try to do a little doodle, voila, we are magic suave lines. Suave. Ignore that. I'm gonna just sweep this underneath the carpet. Nobody's gonna see my bad cursive. In any case, now that we have our suave lines, I'm gonna change this to black and start going here. And so you're gonna go click, and you're gonna go click, and you're gonna do this. And click stroke path. Right. Now this time, you see this little simulate pressure thing. This is where the magic happens. Because when you have this clicked, the computer will pretend that you're doing pen pressure over this. Even if you don't have a tablet, as long as you have pen pressure settings on your brush, it'll just do it. And we'll just click OK. And as you can see, it like fades near the edge. You get these happy little lines. It's kind of weird, I guess, because it will cut off short, because it just does that. It doesn't know where or when you want to stop it from fading. So what you can do is overshoot a little bit, and hopefully computer will be okay with that. Yeah. And so like if it does go over a bit, just grab your eraser and just erase. It's no problem. And so like voila, you get your nice happy little lines. If you don't like the fading on the edge and you want them still to be solid lines, you just, you know, go back to your brush tool and just take off things like transfer, I guess, because that's your opacity and flow jitter. And so now if you take off the transfer, I think, why can't I undo this? You should be able to just do this again, and it should be fine. Hopefully. Yeah. And so now there's no fading at the end. Now it just has the thinning at the end, which is good because you get these nice happy lines. And then doing circles with these lines or anything that's like a loop, like this panda face, is a real pain. Because like it's just hard to connect the two lines with them without them like overlapping really dumbly. You just have to be real careful about it. Just line them up real nice. set up your lines, and as you can see, this doesn't line up well because I'm not good at this. So you just do this till you just, you know, just small adjustments till you get what you want. And then you right click, stroke path. It should automatically have simulate pressure click because you did it earlier, and voila, you get your line. And so I'm just gonna quickly repeat this throughout so you can get a look at the final product. I'm not like those cooking shows where like, okay, let's pull this out of the oven, this is already done, blah blah blah. I'm not as prepared as you'd think for this. Yeah, so we're just gonna do this like a bajillion times. This is quite a pain, I guess. Stroke path. It's kind of annoying, but I guess it's kind of worth it because you get really, really, really nice lines, really nice, happy, curvy, smooth lines, and you know, everybody loves smooth lines on their art. Smoothed lines on their art. So, you know, just gonna do this. Takes a little while, but it's worth it in the end. It's relaxing because I'm just using my mouse right now and just kind of clicking and clicking. I think the hardest part is actually just getting your initial drawing done, because after that it's just kind of like, oh, you know, I'll put on some nice tunes. I'm gonna sit back, lay back a bit in my computer chair, and you know, I'm gonna do a little line art today. It feels like one of those nice little line art days. I'm gonna do a little line art today. You know, doing circles is a huge pain. So this is just a more consistent way, I guess, of getting this kind of feel. Even if you have a tablet and like you do stuff like this to do it, I'm not good at it. I know there's like people out there that are so pro at doing that, and they can just make things look really smooth and really pretty on the first try. I need like the computer assistance because I'm a bit of a not good at art person. I can't even say that properly. But yeah, so now that we have our line art established, let's take a step back. And voila. You get your pretty little nice little lines. You can get your brush and color them in. I am being dumb. Make a separate layer underneath. Now I can color them in. And so now you can color them in. Get your nice little panda. You know, whatever. Panda, everybody. I'm doing a real crappy job of filling these in just so you can get a feel for what it looks like. Voila, panda. Ooh. This is pretty much it. If you really like how your brush is set up, you can do what I do. Where just you click this thing, and it's like create new tool preset. And so you do that, and then you can do your name of your brush, and you can include color if you want, which means their current color setting, like this gray. Every time I'll click the brush, it'll just bring up this gray. I usually don't because I just wanted to do whatever color I'm using anyways. And you just name your brush, and then next time you can just, it'll be in this list. You just click it, and then voila, you get your brush settings back. And yeah, thanks for watching this tutorial, and subscribe for more, I guess, if you want. Bye bye.